Making an egg white omelet. So these are the ingredients that we're going to be incorporating. Obviously you can add as much as you want, as long as they're items that are low carb and low fat. So we have tomatoes, mushrooms, spinach, and I'm cooking it in coconut oil, and I'm going to use 2 egg whites. Always, always, always wash your greens. So these greens have been, the spinach, baby spinach has been washed, and I'm just going to go chop it up. As you can see, this was just a rough chop. You don't want really small pieces because the spinach shrinks anyway. For a single serving, you don't need a quarter of an onion, but obviously if it's 2 people, half an onion would be fine. So you take the onion, so I like a little bit bigger pieces of onion in my omelet, but that's just a preference. But you can chop it up even smaller than this. Mushrooms, and they add a little different texture to the omelet. So you just take some mushroom. Mostly the mushrooms you buy are pre-washed. You just wash them again really quickly. You don't want to soak mushrooms because mushrooms absorb too much water. So you just want to really wash them and pat them dry. So this is what the end result will look like. Obviously you can go ahead and chop it up smaller or leave it into larger pieces, but I think it cooks better when it's a little bit cut down, especially in an omelet. So I am typically use organic coconut oil, pretty much any brand that's reputable. And the thing about coconut oil, you cannot cook in high heat, but for something like an omelet, coconut oil is great. And it doesn't have the coconut taste in it, but it has those great fats that your body needs. I use a non-stick pan, and you'll see that I have this lid. This lid is going to be important a little later, but a small skillet is fine. But try to see if you could use a non-stick one. It just makes your life easier. I put like a teaspoon, half a tablespoon of coconut oil into the pan, a cold pan. So I decided, instead of a pure egg white omelet, I think your first omelet should be 1 yolk, 2 egg whites. The protein is excellent in the eggs, and it kind of like works your way up to going completely egg white. So just put 1 egg yolk and 2 of the egg whites, and I usually just give Ashley the other yolk. So I don't know what you're gonna do with the other yolk, but get it off. So I whisk the eggs until you see little bubbles at the top, and then I set it to the side. I add the mushrooms and the onions into the pan with the coconut oil. I don't know if you can hear, it's starting to like sizzle, which is good. So this is the heat I have it on initially. I am gonna lower that down. I stir for like 30 seconds or so, and then I just cover it just to get steam going, so that I can go ahead and make the onions and the mushrooms moisture and start getting the cooking process in there. And then I just shake it about a little bit. So I've been stirring ever so often the mushrooms, so you can start to see, hear the sizzle. Just stirring them around. My objective is to get a little color on the onions, sweat them out a little bit, get their sweetness, and make them softer, and just cook the mushrooms a bit. And I still have it at like a medium high. Well, it's probably high, but I'm gonna lower it a little bit lower. So it's like a medium high heat, as you can see. And you do want to hear that sizzle, so you know that it's cooking. So this process right here, which should only take you like 2 minutes all in total. So it's been about 2 minutes, and this is what they look like. Shrunk down a bit. Hear the sizzle still. Okay, so now it's time to incorporate our spinach. So what I do is I just take the spinach, put it directly into the pan. You hear it start bubbling a little bit. And just move that around a little bit. And make sure that the onions and the mushrooms are at the bottom, because we still want them to like kind of crisp up a bit and keep cooking. So have that, and then we're gonna just close the lid again. And we're gonna leave it closed for like another 2 minutes, and I'll come back and show you what that looks like. So it's almost 2 minutes. So this is what we have so far. So you see that the spinach has cooked down. Some little hot spots. Like that. So what I start to do now is I start to put all the ingredients more towards the middle of the pan. Disperse them a little bit. Kind of filling up like a circle, making like a little circle with the ingredients. So you see how the spinach has really, really cooked down. Then you were probably wondering about those tomatoes. Maybe not, but if you were wondering about the tomatoes, what I did was I took 3 tomatoes and I sliced them. Tomatoes add a lot of vitamins. They're very good for you. So I know you don't like them, but get to like them. And they add a different texture onto the omelet. So then you just put these right on inside into the pan, like that. Just like that. Kind of like trying to find the bottom a little bit. So little spaces. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I'm just like putting them directly into the heat, but so pushing through like that. I like to make it look pretty too, because I have to eat it, so I want it to look nice. And I then voila, cover it for 1 minute. Okay, so it's been almost 1 minute, and we don't really want to make the tomatoes too soggy or anything. I just wanted to get them to crisp a little bit at the bottom. So I then have my eggs. And what I do is I really start putting it towards the corners, like the outer area, a little bit, and then I kind of fill in the middle. Because I really want to make sure that my edges are full. So sometimes I just also tilt it and I swirl it around, and then this is what it looks like. Then guess what I do? I cover it, and this is the heat that it's on right now. You could even lower it at this stage. You can lower it, like if you have to go brush your teeth or anything, you could really lower it to hardly nothing and just keep it covered. That's the only thing. And we're going to keep this covered for like 2 to 3 minutes. It all depends on how quickly the eggs fluff up. So I'm just going to have it covered, and probably within 2 to 3 minutes I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Now while the eggs are cooking, as a side dish to this delicious omelet, what you can do is I need you to go out and purchase this Cabot Creamery low-fat yogurt, plain, no vanilla, nothing. It has 22 grams of protein. Now protein is so important because it keeps you full, building blocks to the body, blah blah blah. So this is the best brand I've found. It has a nice creamy texture. Remember I told you that if you want sweetness, the best way to get it is through berries. All kinds of berries, anything that's really a berry. So today I have blueberries in the refrigerator. I also have strawberries, but I had strawberries for a snack yesterday, so I'm gonna change it up a bit. So I'm gonna use some berries. So you go ahead and you rinse your blueberries, and then this is pretty much what you have at the end. So you have half a cup of, actually less than half a cup of yogurt and some blueberries on top. Looks pretty. So let's check on our omelet. So it's been like 2 to 3 minutes, and this is what we have. Ooh. You see that? It smells so good, by the way. See how fluffy it is? Very fluffy. Kind of slides around. So sometimes I just like take it this way and I just add it. I just put it right on the plate. Today I may just try to flip it. Flipping is kind of like difficult, but we can do it. Boom! Wow! Flipped! And this is what the other side looks like. So you see all the lusciousness and deliciousness. cooked right in, that is what you want. So then you leave it uncovered, and for like 30 seconds, 45 seconds, whatever. It doesn't have to be exact, but you want to brown the other side a little bit. Like I said, sometimes I just put it right on the plate without browning the other side. All depends on, you know, what I feel. But today I kind of want both sides a little bit, you know, I want the other side a little bit more done. So this was my surprise towards the end. To make it like a little bit more fun for you, add a little bit of cheese, but not just any cheese. I like the Cabbage Sharp Light cheese, 50% less fat, has 8 grams of protein, only 70 calories, and we're only sprinkling a little bit of it, just enough to give us a little bit of gooiness and make it fun for us. So I'll show you how I do that. So this is what it looks like when you plate it. And it looks kind of like a pizza, but it looks very delicious. The steam is coming off of it. So what I'm doing is I'm just gonna grate a little bit of cheese. Okay, this is the slivers of cheese. It may look like a lot because it's everywhere, but they're actually very thin. They're gonna melt in. And sometimes what I do is, as it's melting in, I just cover it right on the plate. Just let the steam go on it as I, you know, put stuff away. And when I come back to it, the cheese is usually, you know, at least halfway melted. So this is our finished product. We have 1 yolk, 2 egg white omelet with spinach, mushrooms, onions, and tomatoes with a little bit of cheddar cheese, low fat, sprinkled on top. And if you can see what I mean, it's sprinkled. It's just now like kind of just incorporated like a little glisten. And we have a healthy bowl of low fat yogurt with blueberries. Bon appetit. So this is breakfast.